at you! I'm your host, Vijal Patel. I love to cook, but I don't often eat Spam. And that's what we're here to teach you. If you're a single kind of person living in a, let's say, Southern California apartment, tenement housing really, you can actually eat really well for not that much.
Okay, so what are we making today?
It's a mock tandoori pita pocket sandwich with the raita dressing, sauteed scallions, and it's going to be delicious. And again, it costs about $8 altogether to make everything. Well, you need a tandoor clay oven to do real tandoori chicken, and as you can see in my Mar Vista apartment, I don't have a clay tandoor oven. It's a fire hazard, and I have no space for it. But again, you don't need a stainless steel stove, a Viking range, 6 ovens, 3,000 pots hanging. We're going to do this with one skillet. I'm going to start off with these chicken thighs that I bought at the store for $5 for this package. So I'm just going to take my chicken and cut them into small pieces. That way they'll cook thoroughly in the skillet, and I won't have to do much else. So you just kind of cut them into these little, like, you know, you can see these. They're kind of thin, and they're just that big. Olé! Now I don't have to use my hands and get them all dirty again. See what I'm saying? Tongs. 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 Now we have a spoon, and we're going to spoon in some yogurt. And this is kind of like to create a nice little marinade for the chicken. And this is how tandoori is done. Just a little bit, don't need too much. And now we're going to make the tandoori batter. You take some of the black pepper, cumin, coriander. I should probably use a lot more of this coriander. No, why don't we just use it all? Now the cayenne, you don't want to be as generous on. A little bit of cayenne. Paprika. Cinnamon. Just a little bit of cinnamon, not too much. You don't want to taste it like a, you know, pumpkin pie or anything. And about the same amount of cloves. Now we're going to add some salt. Look how pretty that is. It's like this kind of abstract Munchian painting. And that, as they say, is that. I'm going to dump it in here, just basically, just like that. Dumping is a very technical cooking term. It means to put it into another container. And one of the things we're going to use is a lemon to make the dressing and to kind of like spritz on at the end. But we're also going to use a little bit of lemon peel. And that's to add a citric zestiness. And we're zesting the lemon. And that means just to kind of scrape off the yellow stuff. None of the white stuff underneath it, because that's bitter.
That's bad.
Bad. Although a little bit of bitterness isn't bad in certain types of cooking. You know, people always say bitter bad, but you know, if beer wasn't bitter, it wouldn't taste nearly as good. I'm tempted to use my hands, but I'm going to use a spoon just to kind of keep my hands clean, so I don't have to look like an obsessive compulsive individual, at least in front of the camera. I am pretty obsessive compulsive. Some may say crazy.
You're obsessive compulsive?
No! Where'd you get that idea? Oh my god, that yogurt got over the blue line. I could never. I don't like yogurt over the blue line. But this bowl, by the way, 99-cent store. Shop cheap, because look, this bowl, you can't, it looks like some, you know, that shishi handmade, you know, fancy stuff. You don't need to buy that stuff. 99-cent store, buy your bowls. Basically, if you pay over $1 for anything other than meat, which you want to pay more than $1 for, you're getting screwed. And that's my motto. Well, there we go. Now that's all kind of done. We're going to heat the one skillet they're going to use to make this dish. I'm going to drink some wine, because I like wine. And I'm not afraid to drink it. Oh, sorry. I forgot 3 of the things in here. No, I'm kind of embarrassed. See these 3? Garlic, onion, ginger. In they go. Just like that. God, could you imagine how upset I would have been if I ended up making this whole thing without... Okay, well I don't even want to go into it. Pan gets hot. Pan gets oil. Chef gets happy. Pardon the reach. It's go time. Hear that? Hear that? Who hears that? I hear that! Can you smell that?
Oh, it smells so good.
This is a cooking screen that I got for maybe $4. And it prevents, and especially if you cook in your apartment, an apartment such small as this, it prevents that thin layer, that film that I was talking about that was on my computer. Well, we're going to let that sit, and while we let that sit, we're going to make the sauce. You know, it's kind of like you can't have a ham sandwich without mayonnaise.
I hate mayonnaise.
Well, then you can't have a hamburger without ketchup.
Okay.
Okay. You can't have tandoori chicken without raita. Now, what is raita?
What is raita?
Raita is basically yogurt. It's yogurt that we put in a bowl. The cucumber, which we got at the store for 50 cents. We get a knife.
That's really funny.
We cut it in half. It's that easy. We're not going to use the whole cucumber. We put the other half in the refrigerator. An ice box, as some of you older people might say at home.
My grandma says ice.
Yeah, she's crazy. We get a peeler. But since we can't find my peeler, I'll show you how to peel using a knife. There you go. That's how you peel using a knife.
Be careful.
What? Ah! Oh my God! Oh my God! I cut all my other fingers off except 2. No, I didn't. And you want to just get the skin off, because the skin's kind of like the skin on an old dead man. And well, there are some people out there who like that, but they're basically confined to German internet cafes. I'm sorry, I hope we don't have any Germans watching.
There's always Germans watching.
Exactly! I'm such a jerk. We're basically taking the seeds out, and the way you take the seeds out of the cucumber is you take a spoon and you rake it across.
That's magical.
It is magical. Take the cucumber, watch your fingers, and just shred the cuke. There you go, we have a shredded cucumber. Take these and kind of
What is this becoming?
chop them. This is going to go into the rice oven. And this adds like a nice, cool, crispy, but not like crunchy. You know. And basically you want to shred it all, but
How'd you learn to do that?
with the
You're watching me.
with that chop like a madman. It's just rocking motion. Say I'm holding something. Here, let me chop a scallion. I want to teach you something. When you're chopping, keep your fingers curled under. And that way, if you don't rake and don't chop like this, you're not cutting paper. And if you keep it low, you'll never cut yourself because your knuckles will stop it before they ever hit your fingers. Keep your fingers, you know, curled under. And that's it. See? That's chopping. We'll use that later. Heck, we'll put it in the rice. Why not? Come back here. Little scallions in the rice. You know, scallions are pretty much green onions, scunions as we call them in the restaurant. And they're like kind of like big chives. And that's why they'll go just as deliciously. I didn't plan on doing this, but this is called improvisation.
What's it called?
Improvisation. And the root of improvisation is improve. We are improving it by thinking on our feet. I'm going to add some, do you see this? I'm going to add some of the,
I can't see anything.
sorry. We added some of the scunions and the shredded, diced cucumber. Now what we're going to do is take a lemon. This is a good way to juice a lemon. Kind of just roll it. See that? You roll it. You kids know at home, you know what rolling means. That's not what we're doing here. We're actually literally rolling. And we take the lemon. And look, there's no seeds really, I don't think. If there is, who cares? And you squeeze it in. Lemon is actually very important in anything that is tart and lemony. Strange.
Imagine that.
I'm going to salt it, add a pinch of salt. And you know what? We're going to add a little sugar. Because who doesn't like a little sugar? Oh, apparently you're allergic to deliciousness. And we're going to add some, now this is the cumin. We're going to add the whole cumin seed this time. We're just going to give it a little pinch between our fingers to release some of the essences.
It smells really good.
And just stir it up a little bit. There's flecks of green and just the smell of those lemons and the cumin. I mean, really, it really is like you're on the streets with that bolt of silk in your hand, looking for adventure and finding it. So the tandoori chicken's been cooking for about 3 or 4 minutes. No, maybe about 4 or 5 minutes. And what we want is a nice blackness to it, to give it that like kind of that it's been in a tandoori oven. See that? It's almost like semi-charred, and it really imparts an incredible flavor. See what I'm saying? You could probably even get it more than that. We'll actually probably work that on the other side. And there we go. We're going to turn. We'll actually put this big fatty in the middle. Plating is visual art. Are we getting this? See, this chicken just almost falls apart, and that's okay because we're going to put these in pitas. We want them bite-sized.
You do?
Yeah. Just like that. Just like that. This is just perfect. It really couldn't be more perfect. To go along with our tandoori chicken, we're going to make these basically pan-wilted sauteed scallions. We're going to take these whole scallions. I'll show you how we do this. And this makes the perfect like green for the sandwich. You know how you have lettuce in like a burger or whatever. This is going to be the perfect green for our tandoori, and it takes 2 seconds to do. Start off with these raw scallions. Leave the roots on. I know you have an inclination of cutting these things off. You can eat these. They're kind of fun. I like them. You know, it presents more of a rustic appearance. It's not as, oh, I must cut the ends off my scallions. Jeez. Remember, pan gets hot, pan gets oil. Everyone, chef gets happy. I lied to you. I said I was only going to use 1 pan, but the other pan's too dirty. If I did the scallions first, I could have also done the chicken afterwards in the same pan without having to clean it, thereby using only 1 pan. Oh well, back to the show. Put a little olive oil in. Swirl it around. You want your pan to be pretty hot, not too hot, and there you go. Let me tell you, fellas and ladies, I have found that cooking for people has an interesting aphrodisiacal property.
I think that's true.
And
You've cooked for me. That's how I know.
Oh, I didn't know I had a chance. Look at these guys. They're trying to get out. They're like little lobsters. But like the brave but foolish lobster, they will not get out. There is no escape from my skillet. So I'm going to pinch of salt. And that's all the flavoring they would require. That's breaking it down for you. You know, if you don't know anything, we're kind of getting you to know it. 1 scallion is a fun scallion. Like I said, you can eat these just whole. Yeah, they're so good.
What is that you're getting?
Pita. Everybody knows this. I don't need to explain this. If you don't know what this is, you're retarded. And we're actually going to throw them in our little toaster oven just to heat them up. Toaster ovens are great. I barely use my real oven, and I actually cook in this thing. You take your pita, you take some chickens, and you put them in like so. You take a scallion, and you put it in, just lay it across the top like that.
Looking very delicious.
Oh, I forgot. I like to lemon my chicken directly. So we're actually going to move the scallion to the side. You like a little glistening on top. And you take some of our raita that we made earlier. You just kind of dollop it on. And it's like adds this creamy velvetiness. There you have it. Delicious. Savory, spicy.
Good job, Beach.
Thank you. Open your mouth. Open your mouth. Open your mouth and take what I give you.